Morning, guys. Just give it a couple of minutes and we'll get started. Going live on YouTube, just say we'll get started at 9:30. Okay, 4 minutes to go. Morning, guys. Just give it a couple of minutes and we'll get started. Hello, I'm getting feedback. Yeah, I'm going to have to reboot. Just getting feedback. Going live on YouTube, just say we'll get started at 9:30. Okay. Hello, getting feedback now? No. Okay, it's doubled up. Okay, that's fine. Morning, Fanny. Fine. Yeah. Okay, morning everybody. Yeah, up past, so we can get started. Hope you all see this and hear everything. Yeah, just got the Nasdaq up. As you know, had a hell of a fall over the last couple of days. We've been pushing that. Well, last time I trading them anyway. Last week, pushing that. I expect a decent pullback. It's very, very up and down, as we know, but the overall rather short the rallies by the retracement, and it seems to be working out. It's now gone into the neutral area. Remember, it's between the actually the sell area. It's between these two. It's the neutral. Above these two, it's the buy. Below the two, it's the sell area. Now it's gone to the sell area. So that's confirming the morning, Jeffrey. Yeah, yeah. So this guys. So yeah, as per what we're saying. Sorry, just there. Yeah. So we're in the sell area. the moment. So sell the expect a little bit of a bounce before we can get a decent trade. We'll see if we do. No, it's not that bad. It's only about 80 pips away, 100 pips away, which is not very much on the NASDAQ. So put the stop again about 250 pips away, and I see some more downside creeping in. You might want to get a better price if it goes up a little bit, but the overall area is sell the rally. Okay, so anybody does trade the NASDAQ and likes it, I see a bit of a sell on this one. Take it down to maybe 12,000. It could even break below that. But yeah, so if you can get a little bit higher, great, but I'm not sure that's going to occur. Sell the rally is the name of the game. Don't try and get clever and buy expecting a bounce, because the bounces will occur, but don't get clever. Don't get too cute in it. It's going to be. Okay, just to, sorry, guys in here. Just to recap, you can unmute or you can post in the chat line to anybody new here. Very important that you interact. This is a trading room, not a training room, as I say every time, where we can cover the basics. If you're not sure, if you're new to it, you think, oh, what is that blue line, what is that maroon line, or what's that brown line? Explain that. I can tell you about the DX5. We talk about it a lot, or etc., etc. You know, I mean, the basics we talk about here, I can explain, but it's not a training room where I'm going to teach you the ins and outs of what a lot size is. Really. Just remember, as I always say in my weekly snippet, don't do the NASDAQ if you've got about 4 or 5 grand account upwards, no problem, but don't do it because the volatility is such that you need at least a couple hundred pips as your stop loss. And that's $20, which is over 300 rand, which is going to be too much to bear on a grand account. Just be careful of it. Okay, but yeah, I see downside. You might, I don't know, but if you want to do the NASDAQ, you've got the money, put your stop right out of the way, about 250 pips above. So you're risking $25 and expect it to move back down again. Okay. Okay, right. Moving on, I've got quite a few trade ideas to chat about. But before I do that, I just want to look at gold. Just show you gold. Yeah, sell again, sell the rally. The dollar is strong. It's king at the moment. Jumps up and around. We know that. But overall, sell the rally. If we get about 1750, sell it. Don't try and buy it in case it expecting it to go up, which it might do. But don't try and buy the bounce. Rather, sell the bounce at downside. Yeah. So leave it alone at the moment. If we can get a higher price on gold, we can sell it down. Okay, morning, Leah Chile. Good stuff. Trevor, and quite a few familiar names there. Good stuff. Right. Okay. Before I go through, there's about them here to look at. Any questions? Anything you want to look at? I was going to go over some of the trades we had last time I was on, but it's a week ago. It's a bit out of date now, so I'm not going to bother. But we can look at some stuff if you like. Absolutely, yeah. I was going to look at that one. A few, I guess. So, all right. Okay, let's have a look at that. Just look at that. Okay. Whenever I know this is a sell, but I want to buy it. But first, I want to break and close over that as it's broken out. Shell as it's moving, and then I'd like to take it to TB. What do you think of this? Well, slightly biased there because I'm in on a sell. So difficult to be objective when you've got your own specific narrative. My narrative is not a buy. Now, you might think it's going to go back up here, which it could do, which is about 40 pips above. But if it does, I will sell it down. Okay, look at the trend. It is. Look at the euro. Euro's coming out 11 o'clock. I'll give you a little update on that. CPI, I think it is. German unemployment change or whatever is coming out at just before 10 o'clock. And the euro CPI is coming out 11. So we'll see how that reacts to the market. But I know I say sell the rally. I wouldn't be buying this. Euro is very weak. And there's a reason for that. It's a lot to do with a lot of other reasons. But was one of them. They don't really produce it, they have to import it, a bit like Japan, and it's hectically high. So they've got a lot of issues there. So to me, it's a weak currency. The Swiss franc is a strong and stable, strong currency. I'd be reluctant to buy the euro and sell the Swiss franc. I'd rather be doing the other way around. If you price, I think it's heading to that price now. I'm not against actually selling at the moment here. It might pop up a little bit higher, get a better price, but if you've got your stop loss out the way up there, it's only 60 pips away. I'd rather be looking to sell. Okay, the guys who are in it, well, I'm sorry, they might have been, well, should have been out. That was incorrect, but look at it again. Just because you fell the first time, don't give up. Said the second time around. Yeah, I agree, Tim. Have a look at that in a minute. Yeah. Leochile, I hear you. Before I go any further, remember, I'm a seller to make it work. If we all agree, you're not going to have a market. So we've got to be open to disagreement. Does anybody, apart from Stefarina, I think you pronounce it properly, want to buy this? I'd like to hear their views and hopefully backed up with some sort of rationale behind it. Going to write this down there, in a second. Anybody want to buy this? Yeah, it would be bullish because it's bouncing down and the buyers are coming in again. I'm not sure it's going to be sustained. As I say, we have got a funding coming out of German at 5 to 10, and 11 we've got the CPI. That could have an effect on it, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, will it be sustained? I'm not too sure about that. I think this is a line of the sand. We've got the horizontal line there. You might pop up there, but I don't think that's going to. I just don't see a long. I remember if it was about a couple hundred pips away, maybe buy the bounce. I take your point. It's only 50 pips away. It's just there's not enough meat in the bone. I'm not sure we're going to sustain break above that. That's my particular opinion, and that's what it is, an opinion. And remember, yeah, well, I'm going to say leave it alone. I'm looking for a short, but it might get a better price. But the thing is, it's going to have a recovery. It goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up. We've had a reasonable recovery. Look at that. Look at that move down. Just knock this off for a minute. Look at that move down from this area here down there. This is a tiny. Let's take a Fibonacci on that. See what I mean? Let's take a Fibonacci. It hasn't even reached the 23.6 retracement. Never mind the 38.50 or 61.8. That's a tiny bounce in an enormous downtrend. So does that mean that little bit of news there is going to turn around and make it a bull? It could be, but I have my doubts. Okay, I would stick to that. The buyers and sellers are king. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. The buyers and sellers are king, and I would be a short in the rally. Okay. Okay, so I think this is looking up for an extra possibility of a short, not a buy. And let's go and look at it again. I just want to take this off. Let's give me a moment. Rather uncluttered, so you see it all clearly. We'll put it on again. Let's take the hour one. It's come off a bit. It tried to come off quite a bit down there. It's bouncing up again. I think this is hovering before 11 CPI. German does have an effect on it, but I don't think it's going to be anything like CPI coming out. If the things can change in Europe, then we'll have to buy. But that's nothing to do with as a technical analysis or brilliant forecasting. That's an unknown fundamental, which will have an effect. Now, I'm just going to put my little happiness in here. I don't think so. I think it's going to maybe bounce a bit, but sell around. Okay. Thank you. That's just saying that. Great minds think alike. Just seeing that. In fact, put it better than mine. That's why I think worst case for the fundamental, we get that price for the short. Absolutely, in a nutshell. That's why exactly what I think. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. In a nutshell. Thank you, Sisri. Right. Okay. We want to, before we go into Mindle, things I've got written down here. We'll do AUD USD for a short. Just going to dollar index. I've just put it on for new guys as well. Give me a second here. Very important. We talk a lot about the dollar index in here. So I'm going to give you, there we are. There, copy, paste it, put in your browser. I'll do the other one, which is the 10-year note, the yields on the 10-year note. I'm going to put in the world for you. Just give me a second. There we are.
My question. Do you know the screenshot on the computer?
I'm just going to mute you all because I think this is interference with participation. There we are. Just remember to mute you all. Don't forget to mute yourself. Okay, where were we? All right, so just remember, if you got it, obviously not again, but if you don't have it, just copy and paste those into your browser and keep them minimized because this is important. The higher the yield, the bad for gold in the stock market, and vice versa. Dollar strength is clear. Stronger dollar, you buy it and you sell the other side of the pair. And also a stronger dollar is a negative for the market and very much a negative. Okay, just so you're aware of that. Very important to keep an eye on it. I've got two screens. I mentioned it a lot of times, but I'm saying it again, that on my screen, on the other side, the dollar DXY, and it's starting to rise as we speak. Dollar strength is king. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm just going to go to Etienne's request there for AUD and the NZD. We'll start AUD in alphabetical order. Yeah, I see downside. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. I see downside. Sell the rally again as it pops up. Can we get a better price? Just look at the shorter term one. I think we might have one actually. Yeah, yeah, I like it. Can we get a decent ratio? Yeah, we can. Yeah, I agree. We've already had a trade idea out. I'm not sure when it did. I think it was a bit questionable. Sorry, that was last week. 69.55 as a sell. Some guys might still be in it if they are in profit. But assuming they've taken it, they're out, and we're starting afresh. For those guys clearly not in it, don't double up. I do see downside. I think the 69 is going to hold. Okay. The dollar is strengthening as I'm looking at the screen as we speak. Yes, I do see a sell on this one. So if you like it, we can put the stop loss above these highs here. Give an 80 pip stop, and we can take it down here, which is plenty of downside. Can I put the position size calculator up, guys? I'm going to do it anyway, but I want you to interact and say yes or no. Thank you for it. Good stuff. Very important you do. Right. Everybody's got this. If you don't have that, go to the live chat, technical support, and put that onto your laptop, not on the phone. You've got to go to the App Store for the phone if you want that, but you've got to have that. It's vital. I'm sorry, I'm like a stuck bloody record on this one. Overwhelmingly, I'll say again and again and again and again, the cock-ups occur because one doesn't get the right volume. Okay. Where's the dollar weak? No. The AUD is pretty strong, but it's not as strong as the dollar. No. Let's just before I do this, just give me a second here. Overall, slightly on the longer term moving average, down, going forward, dollar strength. Why? Nothing to do with the mess they're in economically over there. It's to do with the expectation of more interest rates being increased, which will strengthen the currency. Simple as that. Okay. The rand, you might say, oh, look at the mess we're in South Africa. But if they suddenly come out and put a 1% increase in interest rates, the rand will jump against the dollar, the Swiss franc, the Mexican peso, the Iranian ringgit. It will jump. It's as simple as that. Okay. Right. Okay. So go back to this one here. I'm going to put it in now. Right. Stop loss. Just make it a little bit clearer for me if you don't mind. I'm going to put it above these guys here. There we are. And TP 67.25. There we are. There, perfect risk reward, way above 1.5 and 130 rand, a micro. So if you want to risk under 30 rand, it's a 0.01. If you want to risk 260, 0.02. Make sure you know what you're prepared to risk. Whilst you're looking at that and thinking about it, I want to, Michael, I'll write down, we'll look at it, okay. Remember what I say, I want to bet on the heavyweight against the middle or the light. Heavyweight against heavyweight, it might go into points decision. It's not that easy to predict, but so we'll look at it. Okay, I've lost my thread now. Sorry, I've lost my thread now. Okay. Excuse me. I've lost my thread now. Sorry. Okay, so that's the trade idea. Dollar strength is the way it's going to be. Yeah. Anyone want to do this? Normal. Well, my sort of hosting trade is if you get 2 people or more to agree to do it, not the demo on the live, not think about it. Looks interesting. We're going to do it. I'm in or whatever. I'll put it down. Thank you. You've been here before, Mr. Tonko. Ricky likes it. Etienne likes it. Well, why not? I'm in. I've got a lot of reasons. It goes wrong. How are you going to take your husband out, Cheryl, for decent meals? A lot of reasons why not. Just kidding. Excuse my sense of humor. Yeah. Okay. So that's good enough. We'll write that down. Okay, if you like, whatever. So that's what we're going to do at the moment. 68.80. Okay, good enough. We'll see how that goes. All right. Okay. The trouble with that, Leotili, and something like that, it's a lot of fun to go doing. Yeah, well, a bit of practice, Jethro, you can do it in your head. Because I do it all the time. It's not to be clever, do all the time. So not quite, but not far off, do it in my head. That's just practice. Now that is positive, Cheryl. Yeah. Okay, where were we? Okay. Don't try and pick bottoms or tops. You're not going to do that. Oh, yes, I was going to say something. Yeah. A lot of people say wait for a break there. I get that, but then it's a bit low. You missed it. You don't want to chase it. So turn around and say, wait till it gets back up again to get a better price. It's never going to get the perfect entry. Yeah. So yeah, that's the jump around, ups and downs. But then we got it now. 68.80. Great. Now we're going to the next one. Just going to knock this off. NZD/USD. Okay, right. It's come to a bit of a. I don't think it's as pretty as the AUD, to be honest. You see where I'm coming from, guys? Like going to depth, clearly it's a sell. We talked about dollar strength many times. It seems to be attacking the resistance area and coming off, but it's not getting the follow through. I'm not as keen on this the other one. Just not as keen. And let's have a look. If you want to do it there, I want it out the way up here. It's 100 pips down here to chase it down there. Look at the weekly. No, this one, I think that ship will sell. If you're on board here, great, hold on. If you're not on board, I think miss the ship or wait for it to return with a bounce. Simple as that. Anyone disagree? Let's hear your opinions. Cool. Okay, we'll move on. AUD CAD. Now, before we look at it, I'm assuming, you know where I'm coming from, guys? Assuming it's a sell. The Canadian is strong, AUD is medium. I'll be looking to sell. See what the buyers and sellers are looking at. Well, it's fairly neutral. Okay. Trying to say beforehand, so we don't cheat by always easy to say afterwards. So yeah, we actually mentioned that, and now I know you're coming from. Yeah, I mentioned that. It was last week actually. Was it Monday or Friday? Whatever. Etienne, I remember we spoke on that. Yeah, I'm looking for a sell. We got a bit of a bounce on the daily. It's very much in sideways. I would leave it alone. I would feel if you put a gun against my head, I've got no choice. I've got to go for it. I would go short rather than long. But you haven't got a gun against my head, so I have a choice. I would leave it alone. Does anybody not see where I'm coming from on that one? Just in case, I'll go into anyway. You see, look at that, yesterday's. Bounced up, sellers came in. Bounced down, buyers came in. Same the day before, which is Monday. Could not get any follow through to the upside, but it's battling with a follow through to the downside. Yeah, like shopping Leotilio on a Friday. It's tricky. Too many people at the end of the month, payday. But yeah, if I had to, I'd short it, but I don't have to, so I'm going to leave it alone. You agree, Etienne? Yeah. Okay. Good enough. Right. I've got a few to look at here. They come second to what you come up with. I want to make that law clear. If you come up with something and I'm waffling on about gold, I don't know, the FTSE, that comes first. Okay, so just make sure you understand that. Euro CAD, have I got that down? I've got it down, so go that first in the euro. Yep, why has I got that down? It's a possible sell here. We've got quite a few euro ones to look at. 11 o'clock, even though Siswing said that might get a bit of noise, might get a better price, it works out to sell it down. And I think that is really, really absolutely on point. So yeah, I'll be looking for the sell on this one, might get a better price. But yeah, I'm looking for a sell. It's high enough to start retracing. Yeah, I'm looking for a sell on that one. Simple as that. You know, a little bit of noise, but look at that down. Let's just crunch it a bit, yeah. Look at the down, look at the down. It's in the sell zone there. It's on a bit of, is that really? No, it's not much resistance there. Yeah, I want to sell that. Damn, why couldn't that bloody secret? I wish I'd mentioned now. I wish it was now instead of 11 o'clock. That the trading was finished then. Because actually, I have to say, I like this. Thank you, Mike. I like this. I just, you know, I'm only human. I need a bit, that's why I like the forum, I like this, because I need a bit of a kick myself. Yeah, if you say in a trade, you mentioned Lorenzo, you're long or short. If you're short, yeah, I think so. If you're long, well, I'm a little bit nervous. Morning, Mr. Botswana Shakes. Okay, where are we? Yeah, I'm looking for short on this one. Where can we put the stop? Clearly above there. How far away is that? It's a long way away. Bring it a little bit closer there. That should do it. Still 100 pips. Okay, it's $10 or 160, 170 around a micro. Yeah, we get it. We can get it. make it around figure 1.129. Why is it not there? Ah, sorry, hang on. 1 point, beg your pardon, that's my figures, beg your pardon, 1.29. No wonder it's rubbish. 1.29, beg your pardon. That's better. Yeah. There you get your risk reward. It's out the way. It's above the previous highs. It's above the downside trend line of the moving average. I like it. There is your risk is, what's that in dollars or two? What is it, dollars? Yeah, it's about $8. About $8 a micro. 4 hours, still good 4 hours. Good point. Thank you for that. No, it's coming off. It's trying to break through there, but it might pop up a bit. But I see the downside. That's not a big problem for me. 0.01. Thank you for asking, Jacob. If you're not sure, please, I beg of you, ask. 0.01. A mini is 0.1. A standard is 1.0. Lot contract means the same thing. Donkey, thank you, same thing. As you see, I'm pushing this, trying to create the mystique out of it and using more common sense and rationality rather than getting too cute with it. It just means I would do the micro because anyone, when you've got a 1,000 Rand in your account or a million Rand in your account, you can just work it out. So all you do is just say, I want to risk 1,000 Rand, you do it 120 to 1,000, and it gives you, if it comes up with 8.2, rounded down to 8, that's 8 micros or 0.08. If you want to risk 10,000, well, we probably, well, a lot more. So don't forget, you write down what you're prepared to lose, not what you're prepared to win, what you're prepared to make. It's not negative here, but that's the way business run. What are you prepared to risk? Okay, if you're prepared to risk 500, divide that to 500. 120 to 500 and about 4 in it. You have 480, so you'd be 0.04. If you want to risk 300, that's 360. It's 2i, go 0.02. Please get the maths right. It's absolutely, I can't overstate how vital that is. And it's not difficult. It's just arithmetic. Okay, so yeah, do we like the EuroCAD? That's the bottom line. Cheryl likes it. Anybody else? Okay, good enough. Call it 90, 1.3. 90, 1.3183. Forget the last decimal point. That's the point. And after that, we're after pips. It's only applicable to guys who have really, really, really large accounts. Okay, that's fair enough, Jethro. That's entirely up to you. And I'll put it down because I quite like it. A couple other guys do, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, AUD CHF. You've all got it. Give it a moment or two. Copy it down. Always keep a pen and paper handy so you just copy it down. Have I got that round? GBP AUD. I'll put it down now. GBP AUD. We'll get. All right. Before we do that, I'm going to knock this off and move on to the AUD CHF. You're in a long. Okay. Well, that's a measurement case. AUDCHF on the AUDCHF. That's right. You're on a long. It's I think it's running out of steam yet. It popped up yesterday. Sellers flew in. Popped up again. The sellers starting to come in. I personally, I hate to say get out of it because it goes up further. I'm wrong. So I would suggest in a long, hopefully in profit, put your stop loss at the round figure 0.67. If you get stopped out, you made money. If I'm wrong and it continues up, just modify your stop till you're stopped out. But yeah, I think that 200 is going to hold. I think we might have a pullback on it. Okay, Lorenzo, good enough. Okay, well, I'll move on. Where is it? GBP AUD. This, in theory, should be a short. Don't know what you're looking at here. The short. Okay, okay, here's short enough. GBP AUD. Wow. No, I wouldn't be chasing here. Sorry, Mikhail, I wouldn't. Thank you, Cheryl. You see, when your husband's away, I popped round to her place and did the cooking. And that's what she said to me, Roger, it's overcooked. Yeah, I agree. It's overcooked. I see downside, yeah. But I'm not so sure I'll be jumping in now, but I do see downside. Okay, right. Yeah, so bottom line is leave it alone. My opinion. 1.7, yeah, if you get around the 1.7 round figure, yeah. Yeah, agreed. Happy with that? Good enough. Okay. US dollar Swiss franc. I need something written down to check on. US dollar Swiss franc. Right. Yeah. Dollar strength. Here we go. Trouble is, I don't like buying it and selling the Swissy because the Swiss franc is pretty damn strong. Momentum is clearly up. So if you want to join the trend now, it's quite a. What's this doing here? Hang on. That's not that great, but it's better than it was before. If you want to join it now, you've got yourself about 65 pips. We're going to put your stop down here somewhere. Can't get a risk reward. You're on board, great. Dollar strength is king. We've mentioned that, but I can weaker ones to buy the dollar on the Swiss franc. It's doing well at the moment. I'm not sure that's going to continue. And in fact, look at this. In fact, looks like we've got a little bit where we are now. We've got a little bit of resistance where we are now. Don't tell me anything. No. Yeah. I leave it alone. Yeah. Leave it alone. I wouldn't go for this one at all. I think the Swiss franc might just bounces where it's weakened a bit in the other currencies, and strength will take over. So I would be buying the Swiss franc, but I certainly wouldn't sell against the dollar. No, I wouldn't touch this at all. Leave it alone. Okay. Well, I've got a few I've got written down here to have a look at. In the meantime, like I mentioned before, if you want to look at them as I'm speaking, that will come first. But until that, let's have a look at them. Okay, clearly, as you probably know, I want to buy the Canadian, sell the yen. We all know the lightweights, the Japanese yen and the euro, middleweights, the Aussie and New Zealand, the top end of that middleweight, and the bottom of the middleweight is the pound, GBP, and in the heavyweight section is the dollar, Canadian, and the Swiss franc. It helps you know what you want to do. Obviously, you want to buy against the medium or the weak. Now, now we've got a strong against the weak. Right now, does that look like a buy? I think it does. It's retraced, which we wanted to a support. Yeah, you might say I'll get a lower price, get a better price. I'm a bit scared or whatever. You're not going to get an ideal entry. All I can say is looking at the buyers and sellers, it has come off. And look, we've got this little wick here. Some buyers are coming in, and you can see here that it's not brilliantly strong, but it's some sort of support area there. I do see upside here. The next thing to say is what's the particular momentum, 70, 80 pips. If you want to do a short, more aggressive one, put it down there. You can go 40 to 80, or if you want to put the stop down here, it's about 70, then you've got to look at that as your target. So before we go any further, again, an aggressive 40, 80, or a longer term with a wider stop. Or leave it alone, up to you. But I see the trade here. Any comments? Interaction, guys, interaction. Okay, that's Teresa. I like it. Just embarrassed Teresa. Only been doing this for a short time, getting the idea. Brilliant. Okay, we want to buy it. Right, do you want the aggressive? Let's look at the weekly moment point there. Yeah, but I think it's good enough to still take it. That's still what? It's over 100 pips, so I'm happy with that. If you're 100 pips and it kicks you out, shame. Look at the 4 if you want. Bit too cute. Yeah, it's a bit sideways, but every time it's coming off, look at that. Bounces, come off, bounces. Came off again. This started at 8 o'clock. Remember, the candle at the moment, bounced. Yeah, I still see the upside. Okay, so should we do the longer term one? If you want to do more aggressive, tell me. Put the stop loss down here. I'll slightly make it 105. Yeah, that'll do 105.1. That's good enough. And then we'll do slightly more aggressive, slightly more conservative. I mean, take it up there, 107.30. Make it 107. What the hell? Round figure. Don't forget, modify stop loss. In theory, you should get stopped out more times than closing it. And the profit, hopefully, that's not going to work. So clearly, that's not going to work. Yeah, that'll do. So that's a slightly longer term. If you want a more aggressive one, we'll put a stop loss below this guy here and a TP up there. Which you want to prefer of either of them? Let's see the outside here. Anyway, it's moving really speed, eh? Aggressive. Okay, we'll do the aggressive one. There we are. That's the aggressive one. 50 bucks a micro. Do you know what you want, guys? And I'll put it down if you've got more than 2 guys. What you mean? Versus, are you doing it, Jethro, or are you doing it, Cheryl, and anybody else? Okay, let's try it. Okay, good enough. See how that goes. All right, knock that off. I've got a few down, so if you want to look at anything, please interrupt, like I mentioned. CHFJPY, a buy. Anybody see a sell here? I see a buy. And anybody see a sell here? You're a CAD. I come to that first. We've got it down to sell, actually, 30.90. It's popped up. I think the round figure will hold. It has popped up. I wouldn't panic. I hope you won't panic better. But yeah, we've got to sell on that one at the moment. Slightly better price, but I see downside. Don't buy it, see the downside. See, that seems to be holding there on the 1 hour. Okay. Where were we? CHFJPY, that's the one. Okay, yeah, I see the buy on this one. Let's have a look if we get some more info. Clearly it's a buy, it's in the buying zone. It's come off a bit, it might come off a bit further. There's a bit of support there, as you can see, but it might come off down. We might get back to, well, 141.26, something like that. Let's look at the weekly. Bit indecision on the 4 hourly. Is a bit of support there. I still think it's not bad. Yeah. Might come back a bit, but the 142, let's see if it holds. Should come back to that. I do see upside. Should come back to that. I see some quite strong support here at the round figure 142. I do see the upside. Just make it a bit clearer there on the way. Some in there creeping in. Buyers are coming in again. Where can put the stop? Down here. Is that going to work? Might squeeze it. Might squeeze it. I want to see that 142 holding, which I think it's going to do. It's fairly aggressive. I think it's going to hold. I do see upside here. I'll put it on, see what you think anyway. So you get a risk to reward. Looks like it might squeeze it. $143.27. No, it's not good enough. Pity. Don't want to put it any higher. I suppose you could squeeze that a bit higher. Might get a better price. Don't know. Anyone like this anyway? You can maybe make the stop loss above the 50 or wait for a better price. 142 seems to be holding. I'm inclined to go for it. But maybe the stop a bit closer, maybe right here, something really pushing it. Maybe make, I tell you what, make the stop loss here. Then you get your risk, and it's only $70 risk for micro. Anybody keen? You see the short. I'm not sure I'll be selling the Swiss in by the end, but okay. Might pull back. I'd rather buy the pullbacks rather than selling it. Okay, move on. EUR AUD. So we got that, haven't we? Yeah, well, no, we haven't. Okay, fair enough, yeah, thank you. Knock that off. EUR AUD is one I've got written down to look at. EUR, we know, is weak, so I want to sell it. AUD is a medium. I don't like this week. Let's look at the 4-hour. Yeah. I looked at it earlier on, but I'm not confident on this one. I want to sell it, but maybe a bit higher up. Yep. Anyone see something here? No. Okay, I think we can sell this at a better price. Okay. Okay, we're happy with the sell, but a better price. Okay, fantastic. EURCAD, I think we got that. So we move on to the next one, EURCHF. Another one I'm looking at. That coins all euro today. This one I want to sell. I think I mentioned earlier on. I put it written down. Yeah, I want to see this as a sell. It's not seem to get going at all. It's a hell of a rise, isn't it? I had a short on that earlier on. Wow, it's got a hell of a rise. It doesn't seem to be trying to pull back. Doesn't seem to be happening. It's confusing me this because this is clearly a sell, but it's continuing to rise. So maybe leave this alone. P, I like it. You can certainly get a stop loss ratio, but why does it keep rising? Leave it alone. Maybe I'm expecting something happening at 11. I don't know. Maybe the German thing came out. I'll have to check the German thing. Give me a moment. German unemployment change exactly as expected. So that's not giving me any indication at all. Yeah, 11 o'clock. That's correct. Don't know why that's popping up. Okay, anyway, move on from that one. EUR GBP. They're all EUR GBP. Why is it so strong at the moment? Interesting. Maybe expecting interest. I've got it. Yeah, they're expecting a forced interest rate decision come from the eurozone because inflation is hectic. So they're expecting that, pricing that into the market expectation. Okay, we'll leave that one. Well then, EUR, all EURs actually. NZD. That I think is a possibility of a short. Technically speaking, that's more powerful than the other one I looked at. Yeah, a bit late, 11 o'clock, unfortunately. The trading closed at 11. But I see a possibility of downside there. Yeah, maybe wait. That's the point. I think the pressure, it hasn't been announced yet, but I think there's pressure and expectation of that. And that's why you're getting a sudden jolt in the euro. But I think, go back to what Sizwe said, I think once we get that jolt out of the way, weakness will creep back in again. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be continued to stay. They're too dependent on oil and gas and all sorts of other areas, and loads of them. I don't bore you with them at the moment, but yeah, sell the euro, but I think it might get a bit of strength. I want to sell it, but I'm not that comfortable for 11 o'clock. You're right. GBP CHF was something to change from the euro. Something else I was looking at. Keep a strong eye on that one, by the way. GBP CHF. Too much indecision, but I'm looking for a short, but it's not much happening. Euro dollar, we've talked about the euro. Let's go quickly back. I want to keep an eye on that one because the dollar is still pretty damn strong. Maybe get a better price. NZD CAD is the last I've got written down. Look at yesterday's candle, too much indecision. Pity. A lot of possibilities there, but can't get an entrance. I want to short it. There, 4 hour. That's holding it up. Sorry, I'm a bit indecisive on that one. Okay, we'll move on. Brent. I had a short out with my guys, I think it was yesterday. I think it was, yeah, about the 102 levels, somewhere up there. It was yesterday, yeah, 102 level there. So short, the guys that took it are smiling. Do I want to join it now? No. Do I want to buy it now? Absolutely not. We have a 92 as a stop loss. The guys joined it, either taking their profit or they're modifying their stop loss into profit. That ship was sailed. That was my major trade yesterday idea for the guys. That for a sell, and it's panned out extremely well. Don't want to join it now? No, I don't. Did you get that one, Jessica? Was that one I sent you? Okay. Let's see now. I tell you exactly where mine is. Mine's at 99. I'm in the trading room. I haven't adjusted it. But 99, I think you can pick it closer. Make it 98. There you are. 98. Modify to 98. Thanks, Cheryl. Okay, great stuff. Hope we can have you back again at 4 o'clock. Okay. So yeah, 98. But don't join it now. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be buying it at all. That's what I'll sell already. I don't see oil being maintained above 101. I just don't see it. Yeah. Was that the one I sent you, or do you do that on your own, Jessica? Okay, yeah, thanks. Good. Not really fishing, am I? Okay, all right. US dollar for a buy. Personally, I'm not keen, but anyway. Right up at the high. Dollar strong versus Canadian. If anything, I expect might be a bit of a pullback. But if it doesn't pull back and it continues, it seems to be backing to break upwards. Where you're going to aim at? This is a wick. I prefer a body to aim at. How far away is that? Fair whack. But I prefer a good body. No, I'm not keen. Hope you all know me well enough to know why I'm not keen. That's the most important. Not going into great detail. Breaks up there, can do if you like, yeah. I'm not keen anyway. Anybody like this one? That's just my opinion, remember? Anybody like this? Nobody? Okay. Right. Let's have a look at the NAS ones. We're looking at something else, not for now. AUD. Now in profit. Thanks. Was it you? No, Jan said great minds think alike. Well, I'm joining the club, Philip. Now, just about to say, let's have a look at AUD USD. Don't need to now. Great. That's why I think Etienne. Yeah. Well, yeah, but then why do the Canadian? Why not buy a weaker one? Always remember the word bully. You want the weak one to bully. Why bully a strong one? You might lose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If the dollar continues stronger, I'd rather buy that against another one, basically. Okay, right. The NAS quickly. Could be, but we'll wait for that to happen. Okay. Yeah, it's coming off. That was the guys a bit more money. I said sell the 650, I think was a couple hundred, yeah, about 250 pip stop. Seem to be breaking down. Don't want to move your stop. If you took the NASDAQ, the guys enough money to do that, like I mentioned. We've got a bit of profit going on at the moment there. If you haven't, okay, that seems to be happening. The breakdown. Okay, so let's go back and look at a couple of these trades then. AUD USD, where do we get it? 80. A little bit of profit. Not shooting the lights out, it's in profit. That's the main thing. Euro CAD, is that coming back at all? That may be a little bit hectic because 11 o'clock funding coming out. Not so well at the moment. Anyway, put the stops out of the way so we can panic at the moment. And the CAD JPY, I've got an 80. Up a little bit. Okay, so two of them in the right direction, one slightly negative. But overall, they're still in, and we try and aim overall at 2 wins out of 3. So at the moment, 2 are up and 1 slightly down, but we visit later on because they're still open. Okay, good stuff. Right, done quite a bit of chit chat. Anything else I've missed out? I think I've covered everybody's. Looking at the stuff at the moment, including oil. Hello, hi, Osman, good to have you. We had it at 80. Can we still do it? This is the question. I'll put up the same figures we had before. We had it at 105.49 as a stop loss. And might not get the risk raw. It's quite an aggressive shorter term one, this one. 106.65. Yeah, you can still do it. Yeah, you can still do it. There you are. Okay, good stuff. Actually, Osborne, I'll call you after 11 o'clock. I'm going to chat to a couple of things if it's okay with you. Just mention that, okay? Right, okay, so there we are. That one's there. Good stuff. Okay. AUD, you've just joined, haven't you? So look at the AUD USD again. Can you still join that one? We've had that as a short. We got in at 68.80. we might still be able to join that one, 69.58. Where are we? Make sure we get the right figures here. 58, yeah. And the TP we got 67.25. Yeah. Still join it. What's 150 bucks? That's about $9. $9.50 a micro. Doing what you want to risk. Okay, so if you want to join that one, Osborne, there it is. Okay. And yeah, very good point. We'll discuss that in a minute. Have you got that, Osborne? Okay, cheers. Right, CHF JPY. This is clearly a buy. So I wanted to buy. I think we discussed it earlier on. We'll stop down here. Well, 100 pips stop. Where can we take it up to? Yeah, we can just about squeeze it, I think, to take it there. 130. Maybe not. 130. We need about. It's about bordering on the risk reward. I think we mentioned earlier on, actually, buying it at 142 hold. It seems to be holding. Yeah, I like to buy it. I want to pull back a bit if you get a slightly better price. About 142s. Have a look at this one, but I do like it. Yeah, we'll put a pending order in this one. I'll put the TP just below this guy here, and the TP up there, 143.25. Just about squeeze it, just on the border of squeezing it if you get in the round figure, if it pulls back. Anyone like this is a pending order at 142 a buy. If you don't want to wait for the pullback, because it might not, you can put a slightly more aggressive stop loss. The TP will leave. We can put a slightly tighter if you want that better risk reward. Yes, it's 11 o'clock. It's the CPI, Consumer Price Index announcement. Okay, Mikhail. CAD JPY, we'll do that again. Anybody want this, by the way? Before we go on to that one again. Oh, I don't know about the interest rate decision, I'm not sure. Okay, Bondili, anybody else? Okay, you like it. Now, the next question is, we do it as the pending 142. Okay, we'll do that one. Okay, Lorenzo, that's good enough. So we'll put it down as the pending. CHFJPY by, seem to be getting there. 141.15, 143.25. Okay, just about to get there, so we'll come back to that. I'm not sure the interest rate decision, but I'm not sure there's one like coming up in September. We know about that since I forget the date now. It's the third Wednesday or Thursday in September. FOMC meeting in Euro. I think I'm talking more about the pressure to come up with one. They might say an announcement. We've got to have one. Well, the CPI will probably give some indication of likelihood. That's why you'll see some movement if it's inflationary on the CPI. I know it's higher than expected. Is it the 8th? What, the Euro one, is it? Is that, you're talking about the Euro one? Just wait for a reply to that one. Okay, 8th of September, there you are. Thanks, guys. Good enough. And then they say if it's inflationary, there'll be lots of chit chat out there. It'll be higher than expected and all that sort of thing. Okay. Good. Okay. What was that question under again? Oh, ADP, which means automatic data processing forecast. What does that mean? I'm going to be completely honest with you, sod all, from my experience. It's supposed in theory, big word theory, precursor to Friday's non-farm payrolls. But I found it hasn't worked out a heck of a lot. The ADP might be up, so expect the NFP to be up, and it hasn't, and vice versa, and sometimes correctly. So I wouldn't take as much notice of the ADP, but I'll take notice of it because other people won't say what I'm saying and react to it accordingly. But I'm just saying from experience, I wouldn't put too much import on it, how you're going to navigate the non-farm payrolls that comes at 2:30 on Friday. It's higher, well, let's preempt that and make a plan to buy or sell the dollar on expectation of a higher figure than expected. That hasn't worked out more times than it hasn't worked out more times than it has worked out. So I would, take extreme pinch of salt what comes out with that until it gets 2:15 later on today. Just bear that in mind. Okay. Hope that sort of makes sense. $142, like it says on there. There we are. You can get in now if you want. There you are. 142 as a buy. Okay, you agree, yeah. I just say I say other people react to it, and that's what happens. But I'm just saying, my experience that the ADP isn't supposed to be, but it ain't. You do not know till second after 2:30 what the hell the figures are going to be. And the only one you can get an idea, if you guess it's going to be better, then it will be the opposite. And to me, the NFP is a classic example of commentator's curse, sod's law. Okay, so anyway, we're in on that one. It's hit the 142, so we're in on that one as well. Good enough. Good. Right. Is gold, any bounce on gold? So a quick check on gold. Just to change it from that one to knock this off. Hope you all got it now. Okay, still coming off. Yeah, dollar strength is still king. Came off a little bit in the last hour, and the buyers came back in again. Still got the dollar strength going. That's fine. Again, don't sell it now. That ship was sold. Would you buy the bounce? I do not think so. No, this one leave alone. Sell the rally. Okay. If you're on board gold and you're short, fantastic. Modify your stop into profit. All I can advise on that one. Nasdaq, we'll have a quick check again. Hovering around, still holds below the 12.4 area. So yeah, might get a bit of noise there. Don't join it now. S&P, probably the same story. I quite like the S&P because it's smaller balances can actually do that one without having like a $20 risk on a micro job. Yeah, clear it's in the sell zone, sell the rally. Yeah, I agree with the sell on this. You can get back to about 4,000, you can sell it, but not at the moment. See if we get a bit of a jump up. We'll have a revisit later on today. Okay, we can look at this afternoon a couple of shares as well. The one I did mention last time was the OXY around about the 76 mark, somewhere around about there, but that should look like sell. We'll look at that later on anyway. We'll do a look at it now. Just a quick revisit, AUD USD. Yep, it's still in profit, but a bit slow, but patience is required like it always. CAD JPY. Yep, it's going up nicely. So yeah, it's just, well, it's in profit, not much happening other than that. CHF JPY, I've just joined that. And the Euro CAD we wanted as a sell. Can't see it's come back again. Since I was spot on that. I wish I'd put it that way myself. Get a better price and sell it down. It's not 11 o'clock yet, but look at that, it's come off again, so that's fine. So we got at the moment 2 of them in profit and the other one breaking even. So that's pretty good. That's what we got. And the 4th one, we've just joined it, so we'll have to wait a few moments to see what's happening there. Okay, not bad. Right, that's me sort of CHF JPY. Okay, for sure, yeah, of course. This one's about getting a better price, actually. We want to buy this one. We're going to put the stop loss again, stick the same stop loss. 141.15. That's good enough there. Yep. And where's it? 143.25. $160. That's plus minus $10. Just under $10 a micro is your risk. I know it's psychological and tempting, trying to pick bottoms or tops. Up and down, up and down. It's always going to be millions of people buying and selling. That's the noise. Okay, so join it now, you're getting a better price. Don't forget, if you get a trade idea, it says buy at 142 and it's 142.20. I think that ship might have sailed. If it's 142 or below, that's better. So obviously you're getting a better price. Go for it. That's correct so far. So we're explaining it from the. That's exactly it. In a nutshell, Ashley, absolutely. Yes. All it does is 2% is clear, 8.5% what it is, and when the NFP comes out, that just pushes the guys to think, is it going to be a higher interest rate or not? Coming into the FOMC meeting coming up to say whatever day. Wednesday, 3rd Wednesday, whatever it is, of September. Okay, Mike. Yes, exactly. Yeah. At the moment, the majority are going for 75 BP, but if it's a lot worse than expected, make sure I get the right way around, it might be slightly lower. If it's much higher jobs, it means people spending more money, which adds to inflation. It sounds back to front, but you see what I'm thinking? There'll be a more leaning towards a 75. Okay, so it's slightly the other way around. Lesser jobs means lesser inflation. Remember, you're not earning money, you can't buy stuff. Okay, good. Hope you all got that. Yeah. So if you haven't joined it now, just pull back a bit. You can get a better price. So you can join it now if you want. Okay, Sharad, good stuff. Good. Have you all got that? Knock it off. Okay, we've got a few minutes left. Anybody want to look at anything? I know we're doing shares later on, but if nothing else. Oh yeah, you look at this. Hang on. And gas has come off a bit. Remember we did end gas about a week ago? Actually, believe it or not, it's actually doing okay. Wow, couldn't put it better myself. Wow. Okay. Oh, if you want to look at a share, we can. It's all right. Microsoft came right up. Had 264s and TP. Very nice one. Anyone want to look at anything in particular in the last few minutes? DJ, be careful of DJ. Very volatile guys. That's the guy's got some money. Okay. Right. Brent, we've got to sell at the moment. I wouldn't join it now. So got him to sell a happy cappies. Guys that didn't, well, they missed out. That's about it. Or don't join it now. Don't play around with that down. It's just all over the place. Unless you're scalp or what, I just no. Better fish to fry. Okay, Teresa, good stuff. Glad you're joining us, and hope it's knowledge improved. That's the major thing. Okay, Lorenzo, good stuff. Yeah, we shouldn't be losing 50%. No, that's hectic, Anya. I'm going to sound this off again, like my stuck record. You shouldn't be losing 50% of your account on one trade, one instrument. You should be depending on the balance. The international norm for decent sized balance is 2% risk, but you can't do it under 2 grand accounts because you won't be able to trade. So you got to increase it. But you shouldn't go above 10%, even a small account. Never, ever lose 50% on one trade. That is emotional and not where to go. No. You can trade what you like. You just got to remember the cardinal rule. If you can afford the volatility, the stop loss in the right place, you can afford the risk as a percentage of your account, great. We don't want guys making 5 or 6 wins and then going and blowing it all because they got too excited on one and it came back and bit. On gold, okay. I prefer higher price, you can get it, but I don't think you get it. The dollar's rising. I'm looking at it right now on the other screen. Oh, sorry, break the downside. Sorry, idiot. Roger, beg your pardon. Yes, yeah. If it breaks down there, yeah, then you can aim at 1700. I expect some noise at 1700. Yeah, no, I get that. I just wanted to stick there. Sorry, it's my fault. Yeah, 1700 aim at, noise around that level or just below, and then get out. The beauty of that's almost a scalping if it breaks. Then you put a tight stop, maybe $5 or $6, take it down to 1700. Okay, can do. Not keen on it, but I can do it. Dollar's strong against all of them, but I'd rather pick a weaker one to buy it against. I'm not sure you can get the follow through you want to. And you might do, but I don't know that till afterwards. But before I do know, in retrospect, I wouldn't be doing it. No, I think no. Let's get some support from the guys out there in the trading room. Anyone support knowledge on this one? Buy on this one? Okay, Lorato. Cordelia. See it for. Anyone want to do this one? Okay, so we'll leave that. Okay, just going into the close then. Just want to quickly check how they're doing. Any jump on the CHF, JPY. And don't forget, coming up in a few minutes is the 11 o'clock CPI in Europe. Yeah, sort of hovering a bit, but pull back. Hang on, pull back a bit. Yeah, looking the wrong way. Pull back a bit, but yeah, if you're not on board, you can still join it. Yeah, I see some upside there. Yeah, if that occurs. Yeah, if that occurs. Okay, fine. Happy with that if that occurs. Then they're going to be. I see the dollar getting to 110, by the way. So good chance of get the break. Okay, fair enough. Okay. AUD USD should be coming down. The dollar's streaming along. We got at 80. It's hovering a bit, but at least it's in profit. Euro CAD probably hover a bit for information coming out. But yeah, bloody hell, some bit of profit at the moment as we speak. Not much, but anyway, it's there. CAD JPY. Nah, pretty even, slightly up 20 when you got in, but pretty even, Stephen. Yeah, so let's see how those go. We'll have get a better idea later on, and we might be able to. There's quite a few euro ones I'm going to look at. Maybe look at them later on this afternoon when the information's out. Okay. Well, up and down. Quickly means you get some sort of fundamental movement of about 50 pips or something. Just jumping around a bit. That's just the buyers and sellers, bit of noise there. This one I do like as a seller. I hope we get a chance of it later on. I think that's really overcooked. That's a good chance for a sell. Okay, I'm running out of sort of ideas now. I think everything's just about being covered. Anything else before we close up? Just want to find a look at. Okay, Osborne, good stuff. I'll give you a call just now. Yeah, when's the next section? Well, 4 p.m. It's every day, 9:30 to 11 and 4 to 5:30, except Fridays, no afternoon. Okay, guys, I think we're all good. Okay, great. I'll catch you later then. Have a great one. Hope these trades work out nicely, but we'll, of course, revisit later on. Thanks, Anya. Hope you all find value in it and all. No, good question. That's a very good question. You wait to see, once the news is out, you wait till the dust settles. How long is that going to be? It could be 5 minutes, it could be 15, depending when the noise is settled, and take your plan then. Don't try and get too cute jumping in, because it could jump up on the news, fly up, and then fly down again. So just rather wait till it settles. Okay. Always remember the cardinal rule. Don't try and get clever and go for a no-brainer. There's no such thing in this market. If it was a no-brainer, you would have a buyer or seller. If it's that utterly obvious to a 10-year-old to buy it, then you're not going to be able to buy it because nobody will be selling it. You've got to have someone out there who thinks you're wrong to make the market work. So if it's a no-brainer, everybody knows it's going to do that. You cannot buy or sell it. It's got to have different opinions. Just remember that. Don't look for the no-brainer. It doesn't occur. Okay, hope that makes sense. Right, guys, catch you later. Good stuff. Let's see how the euro gets on at CPI in a few minutes. Okay, cheers.